Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much to Stacy Cremone and to Ross Draver Pack 1590 for presenting the colors tonight. And now the question we ask every Friday night at 7:30, are you ready to go NASCAR racing? Of Connellsville in car 11 starting second, Rick Miller, the points leader in car 25, starts third, and Richard Mitchell in car 22, last week's winner, starts fourth. Side by side, Brandon Mans and Bobby Henry. Mans seeking his career first victory this season as a sophomore late model driver. Bobby Henry with more than 100 feature wins in his career, falling into the second position. Third, it's Rick Miller, the points leader in car 25, and last week's winner Richard Mitchell in car 22 is fourth. At the scoring line at the flag stand on the front straight, we will be halfway through tonight's Top Dog Challenge Dash. 2 laps down, 2 to go. Rick Miller looks to the inside of Bobby Henry. Possible pass for the second position entering the back straight. Miller pulls alongside the 11 car. Pontiac Grand Prix 25, Rick Miller and Ford Taurus number 11, Bobby Henry trading the second position as the white flag indicates final lap for Brandon Mans. Henry and Miller very close racing for second. But on the final lap, down the back straight, all by himself, Brandon Mans, driving the Mans Home Medical Service, Pride Mobility Products, Spang Remodeling, Ford Taurus number 15. Out of turn number 4, will take the checkered flag in the Top Dog Challenge Dash. 76, it'll be Tom Knight Sr. from Plum. The 9 car is driven by Rick Huffman from Jefferson Hills, and the 99 is Bo Glemba from Charleroi. There's the green flag for an 8-lap preliminary modified heat race. Crash on the back straight, the 7 of Ben Easler, and Rick Huffman in the 9 makes light contact. Ben Easler in car 7 from Allison Park, Pennsylvania, the car that is stopped on the back straight, bringing out the caution flag. 5, Al Civic in 94, Tom Knight Sr. in 76, and Bo Glemba in 99. 8 laps the distance, and we're green and racing. Kostelnik with a big lead over Harry Opfer at the drop of the green flag. Then we've got problems again on the back straight. Nicola spins and collects Bo Glemba. Jim Nicola in car number 5 spinning and collecting the 99 of Bo Glemba. Smale Pontiac GMC Modified Racing on All-State night at Motordrome Speedway. Let's try and complete a lap on this, our third attempt at a clean start. Kostelnik again with the early lead. Knight makes an outside pass on Harry Opfer. 76, the red machine of Tom Knight, sends Harry Opfer in the 0-1 back to the third position. Then it's Nicola who will have to recover from that spin. We know Glemba made hard contact and pitted. We'll see if anything is wrong with car number 5 once he is up to full speed, and Al Civic bringing up the rear of this field. Nicola in car 5, the car wobbling through turns 1 and 2, perhaps a result of suspension damage after that impact with Glemba on the back straight. Tom Knight Sr. in car 76. I understand a driver change in car 76. It's Tom Knight Jr. tonight. Tom Knight Jr. in car 76. The last time this car came out, it was driven by Tom Sr. It's also been driven by Todd Knight this season as well, but it's Tom Jr. who is slightly closing in on leader Adam Kostelnik at the halfway point of this event. 4 laps completed, 4 laps to go. May not be enough time for Knight to make a challenge for the lead. Then it's Harry Opfer in the 01 and Jim Nicola, who maintains a pace of 4th position, although the 5 car appears to be slightly damaged from that altercation on the back straight on the aborted start. Two laps, the signal given to Adam Kostelnik, the driver of the Viglione Motorsports car number 60. Kostelnik achieves a milestone last week with his feature victory. He clinched his 2nd consecutive Smale Pontiac GMC Modified Championship. Never has a driver won 2 consecutive titles. He sees the white flag now for the final lap. Kostelnik now a 2-time consecutive Modified champion. Regardless of his finish tonight, he has locked up the title spot. He hails from East McKeesport, Pennsylvania, the leading winner in the division this season, and will take the checkered flag for his 13th preliminary heat race win of the season in car 60. Coming home in 2nd, it's Tom Knight Jr. in the 3rd spot. It's Harry Opfer holding off Jim Nicola, and Al Civic finishing 5th. The 3 is Matt Smith from New Eagle. The 97 is George P. Nicola, 2nd in the point standings. 98 is Mike Bacalon. 2x2 down the back straight. It looks like a restart. Wheel to wheel, the modifieds. Tom Frank in car 6 after last week's stellar top 5 feature finish has taken over the lead from John Probanich, the 4-time heat race winner. Tom Frank has yet to see a checkered flag in his young racing career. Battling to the outside of the 11 of Probanich, it's the 04 of Bob Shipp, who has 2 preliminary heat race wins this season. All 4 drivers leading this pack are seeking their first career feature win, including Matt Panaya in the 32, who dirt tracks the car to the inside of Bob Shipp. Bacalon and Nicola making contact, drivers 3rd in the point standings. Is the man 2nd in the standings as the green flag waves. With 6 laps to go, it's the 6 of Tom Frank out in front. Go-kart racing veteran leads the heat race over Probanich and Shipp. The battle for 2nd is of drivers with multiple heat race victories on the speedway, then Panaya into the 4th spot. Wheel-to-wheel racing with Mike Bacalon and Matt Smith, the New Eagle, Pennsylvania veteran, in car 3. Several feature victories in his Motordrome career, none this season driving the Nuclear Banana number 3. In spite of the hard contact, George Nicola able to keep pace with this group. Matt Panaya bumper to bumper with Mike Bacalon. Just in front of this battle, we have a battle developing for 2nd place behind the young Ohio driver. John Probanich and Bob Shipp are going at it tooth and nail for the runner-up spot. 3 laps remaining, and they are touching bumpers in all corners. Probanich in the 11 from East McKeesport. Bob Shipp in the 04 from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. Both of them chasing Concord, Ohio's Tom Frank, who could be headed for a first career heat race win. More bumper tag in turns 3 and 4 with only 2 laps to go this time. Bob Ship dirt tracks the car in turn number 1, sliding the back end out just a bit. Probanich gets a 2-car length advantage over Ship for the second spot, but he's more than a car length and a half behind Tom Frank, the rookie. Now Ship changes to the outside lane with the white flag in the air indicating final lap. A side-by-side battle for second is just what Tom Frank needs to pull out to a victory, his first heat race win. Wheel to wheel is the battle for second, but up in front, the teenage rookie sensation and go-kart veteran. Ohio's Tom Frank will take car number 6 to his first career checkered flag. John Probanich gets the second spot by half a car length over Bob Ship. Every adult general admission ticket stub is worth a free 6-inch sub from participating Subway locations. Jonathan Heilman and Bill Ashton leading this field into turn number 1. Andrew Kostelnik in car 57 in the third spot. Then 3 wide, Joe Holp on the back straight with Dave Tavermina to the inside. Vince Cater to the outside. Tavermina dives to the grass apron below the pavement. Last week's winner shuffled back as a result of 3 wide racing. We're about to go 3 wide again on the front straight. Holder to the outside in the 74. Holp in the middle. Tavermina again dropping off the pavement with Sean Phillips in car 31 advancing. Battle for the lead up front now. The 15 of Jonathan Heilman door to door with the 35 of Bill Ashton. Ashton, a feature winner this season. The 15 of Heilman, a preliminary heat race winner earlier this year. Ashton may have completed the pass outside of turn number 2 and down the back straight, working lap 2. Andrew Kostelnik in the 57, a recent career first street stock winner, battling wheel to wheel with Heilman now for the runner-up position. Ashton officially leads lap number 3. He has 1 heat race win to go with that 1 feature victory for the season. Heilman, the 2-time heat race winner, then Andrew Kostelnik. 1 heat win, 1 feature win, younger brother of modified champion. He's played bumper tag with Ashton twice in this heat race, but he is still officially in the 3rd spot by inches as we work lap number 4. Tavermina drops off the speedway yet again in car 25. He won the feature last week for his 4th win of the season. Currently 4th on the racetrack behind this door-to-door battle for second. Heilman, a recent graduate of Bell Vernon High School. Kostelnik in the 57, recent first-time winner. And the hammer, Tavermina, knocking on the door with both of them. This time it's Heilman who drops off the speedway. Dust and sparks in the battle for 3rd as Kostelnik pulls out to the runner-up position all by himself. Ashton continues to lead. Kostelnik in 2nd. Battle for 3rd with Tavermina looking inside of Heilman this time. The hammer taking over the 3rd spot. Tavermina from Wilmerding, Pennsylvania, nearly completing the pass down the back straight. Takes over 3rd position while a lead battle develops. Andrew Kostelnik was looking to the outside of Bill Ashton as the white flag is in the air telling Ashton final lap this time. Kostelnik working the outside lane to perfection. He has gained on leader Ashton but may not have enough time to make a winning pass. Tavermina settled into the 3rd spot. In turn number 3, the final opportunity with Tavermina closing on the top 2. Out of turn 4, first Subway Street Stock preliminary heat race of the night goes to Ashton over Kostelnik. Tavermina 3rd, Sean Phillips getting the 4th spot. Max Schlesinger in car number 66. You won't see a 66 on it because it's only made out of tape. He's starting from the 6th position. Then it's Robin Rimmel in the 22. Side by side for the lead, Frank Turek, the champion in car number 5. If he finishes this heat race, he will in fact be the champion for a 2nd year in a row in the Subway Street Stocks, with Bill Henry falling back to 2nd. Tom Knight Sr. in car 76 into the 3rd spot. He won a Pittsburgh Circle Track Club Senior Series feature earlier this season in that machine. 77 of Rich Burbage in the 4th spot. 73 is Lonnie Hoffman, the hometown hero of Smithton, getting passed now by Robin Rimmel in car 22. White, Pennsylvania's Robin Rimmel. This season, so far, Rimmel with 3 heat race wins and 2 feature victories. Advancing to 5th now. The 66 car is the one running last. It looks like 05 from most viewpoints of the racetrack, but it's Max Schlesinger driving the car and renumbering it 66 with duct tape in order to get the points scored to that machine. Rimmel in the 5th spot, Burbage in 4th in 77. In 3rd, the 76 of Knight Sr. Then in 2nd, Bill Henry in 64 had a great week last Friday night here at Motordrome. Then Frank Turek. The driver of car number 5 has won more heat races than anybody else this season. And he's 4 laps from another one. 15 times Frank Turek has won his preliminary heat race this year. Also has 9 feature victories to his credit. The dominant driver of the division and soon to be a 2-time consecutive champion. Turek was the points titleist back in 1998 in the Subway Street Stocks, then in 2004 as well. And in just a couple of laps, he will clinch the 2005 title with Bill Henry 2nd, Tom Knight Sr. 3rd, Robin Rimmel up from the rear of the field into the 4th spot. This time at the scoring line, the 5 of Frank Turek sees the white flag. Final lap. The driver from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, who's a racer on Friday night and go-kart track promoter on Saturday nights. From his home in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, self-employed businessman who has more fun at Motordrome Speedway than anybody else on a Friday night, coming out of turn number 4 to win his 16th heat race of the season and clinch the championship. Bill Henry comes home in the 2nd spot. And Tom Knight Sr. holding off Robin Rimmel for 3rd with Rich Burbage completing the top 5. And it's Greensburg's John Komarinsky in the Rolling Rock 33. Barry Oddie drives car 75, making his 2nd start of the season as we're green and racing. Napa NASCAR Super Late Model Action 10-lap preliminary heat race. Bobby Henry, the early leader. Henry, a 5-time winner this season. Richard Mitchell, an 8-time feature winner. Behind them, Tony Mussolino and Dan Lewis. Young drivers in the late model division. Lewis, who's experimented in the division over the last couple of seasons, was a winning Pro Truck division driver this season. Mussolino, the dirt track ace and pavement late model rookie in car 12. Mike Adams in car 43, a former street stock feature winner here, advanced to the late models 3 years ago, and he leads John Komarinsky in the Rolling Rock 33. Komarinsky now dives to the inside in making a bid for the 5th position. Wheel to wheel, they race into turn number 3. The battle in front of them is door to door as well. Mussolino in the 12 and Lewis in the 8 as Komarinsky passes Adams behind this battle. Pair of black cars headed into turn number 2 and now down the back straight. Mussolino in car 12 maintaining the 3rd position over the challenges of Lewis. Lewis, who led the laps early in last week's 35-lap feature event in car 8, now feeling the pressure of Komarinsky's 33. The Rolling Rock Chevrolet of Greensburg veteran John Komarinsky looking to the inside of Lewis. Down the back straight, Komarinsky just about to complete the pass, but not quite able to drive away from Lewis yet in turn 3. Mussolino in 12 holding down the 3rd position, working lap number 5 of 10. Up front, Richard Mitchell in car 22 is riding 2nd to Bobby Henry. Leaders well ahead of the battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Last week's winner, Mitchell, not a threat for the track championship despite having 8 victories. Bobby Henry, a 5-time winner, 2nd in the point standings to Rick Miller and leading this event. Working lap number 6 of 10. Mitchell in the 22, about 6 car lengths behind leader Bobby Henry. Henry in his first year driving for the Will Trout Racing number 11 car. The Lint Flooring Stone and Company Megan Ford entry. Henry, the 2003 winner of the Napa 100. Two laps to go. The indication given to the leaders this time by Bobby Henry won features in the dirt track era of Motordrome Speedway as a limited late model competitor and made the jump to super late models when the track was paved in 1990. Meanwhile, the battle for third, Tony Mussolino, the rookie, and the 33 of John Komarinsky. Komarinsky started near the back of this field. He's passed 3 cars so far, and with the white flag waving is challenging for third. It's Barry Audi who's up to 5th in the 75 car behind them. Down the back straight and now into turn number 3. Connellsville, Pennsylvania driver Bobby Henry, the veteran competitor, winning his 11th heat race of the season at the drop of the checkered flag over Richard Mitchell. Mussolino hangs on to third over Komarinsky with Barry Audi claiming the 5th spot. Pittsburgh, West Virginia. Brandon Manns drives the 15, Doug Bakioki in 50. Steve Black drives car number 1. Lead battle with Rick Miller in 25, Gary Wiltrout in 60. At the scoring line, Miller officially the leader of lap number 1 by inches. Rick Miller, this season a 7-time feature winner. Gary Wiltrout with 2 victories, but one of them being the crown jewel of the season, the Napa 100. Miller, twice a champion at the Speedway and current points leader. Wiltrout in the 60 car, the 2002 track champion. His first season behind the wheel of the Benz Motorsports lint flooring number 60 machine. That's Chevrolet challenging the Pontiac of Rick Miller up front. Miller, a former Clearfield Speedway champion in addition to his pair of Motordrome track titles. Wiltrout, a former Jennerstown champion, added to his Motordrome success resume. 2 of the top drivers and longtime late model veterans up front. Then it's Brandon Manns in car 15 in third, and John Messenger taking a position away. Mr. Consistency in car number 51, the Advance Auto Parts, Dare Monte Carlo for the driver from Clarksburg, West Virginia, number 51, takes position away from late model rookie Chad Hemphill. Hemphill, a former legacy car competitor, and the uncle of Busch Series driver Chad Hemphill, falling back now into the 5th spot. He's being challenged by the 50 of Bakioki, 2 silver cars. Both machines formerly belonged to Neil Brown. 50 of Bakioki challenging to the outside of Hemphill. And up front, we have a lead change headed into turn number 1 on lap 6 of 10. By just inches, Gary Wiltrout officially scored up front on lap 6, taking position away from points leader Rick Miller. Door to door, they continue to battle in turn number 4. And beginning to work lap number 7, Wiltrout with nearly a full car length advantage over Miller that time. Miller in car 25, the former ASA National Late Model Traveler. Gary Wiltrout, who advanced his way from the street stocks up the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series ladder to Super Late Model Championships in car 60. So far this season, Wiltrout has 8 preliminary heat race wins. Rick Miller with 12 preliminary heat race wins. Out of turn 4, the white flag in the air for Gary Wiltrout. He has the 2-time champion within striking distance on the final lap. Wiltrout third in the point standings coming into tonight. In turn number 3. Challenge in turn 4, it will not be enough. Gary Wiltrout wins this preliminary heat race by inches for his 9th of the season. Rick Miller comes home second. Brandon Manns holds off John Messenger for third by less than a car length. He has car number 9 from Level Green starting 4th. Jeff Giles Jr., the points leader from Vanderbilt in car 50, starts to the inside of Hunker's Harold Hunt in car 88. 13 machine is driven by Victor Keller. The 95 is last week's winner Jimmy Stokes. Brian Shipp in the 04 and Bob Garchak in 44 complete the lineup. Up front, it's Clifford Abbott in car 51, who's the meat of a Keller sandwich. The 11 car up front is Victor Keller. The Tracy Keller number 1 car is to the outside of Abbott. Trading paint as they enter the front straight. Jeff Giles, the points leader in car 50, trying to make a move for second position early. He has claimed the second spot, and we're 3 wide. The 13 and the 1 of Keller's with the 51 of Abbott to the outside. 13 Denny Keller, 1 Tracy Keller. Jimmy Stokes And the 95 car just behind the family battle. 3 cars fighting it out for third behind the points leader, Jeff Giles, in second. Stokes pushes up the banking just a little bit. 2 of the Kellers run away from him, and Brian Shipp is the man on the move. The 04 car of Shipp passes Stokes quickly and reels in the 13 of Denny Keller. Brian Shipp in car 04, the man on the move in this Yellow Book Charger heat race. His older brother was the champion of the division last year and now a modified rookie. Shipp is up into the 4th spot. Then in front of him in 3rd, it's the driver second in the point standings, Tracy Keller in car 1. Then the dominant feature winner in car 50, Jeff Giles Jr. from Vanderbilt, PA. He is trying to close ground on Victor Keller in car 11. Victor Keller has 2 preliminary heat race wins so far this season. Giles in the 50 car has 9 heat race victories. With the white flag in the air, the 11 car of Victor Keller. We have a Yellow Book caution flag waving here in the Yellow Book Charger division. Out of turn 4, Jimmy Stokes, 5-time winner, spun car number 95 and has apparently made some right side wall contact. Green flag is waving and a challenge for the lead. 9-time heat winner Jeff Giles pulling to the outside of Victor Keller. Tracy Keller in the 1 watches this battle from 3rd. Contact made down the back straight between the leaders. Giles takes over the point position, and in turn number 4 he sees the white flag while the Keller family will battle it out for 2nd. Victor Keller goes from the lead to 3rd, and Giles is off the pace, up the banking, allowing Tracy Keller through for the lead. Victor Keller goes into 2nd, bringing Brian Shipp along with him. The points leader's in trouble. But in turn number 3, the leader, after inheriting the point position, is opening night feature winner. 2nd in the point standings, Tracy Keller with the heat race victory. Brian Shipp comes home in 2nd over the 13 of Denny Keller, the 11 of Victor Keller. 34 is Aaron Minjock, 12 is Roger Bryan, 7 is Matt Gardner, last week's first-time feature winner. The 5 is Bill Oldham, 87 is Richie Miller, the 5-time winner. Heated action all over the racetrack in the Advanced Auto Parts American Flyers division. Contact with the 85 car and the 22 of Gene Greco. We will not need a caution flag as everybody continues on from that incident. Up front, Aaron Minjock in car 34, driver who has a heat race victory and a feature victory this season. Then it's Richie Miller in car 87, 5-time feature winner, 3-time heat race winner. And last week's top man, the 7 of Matt Gardner, won the heat and won the feature for his first career checkered flags a week ago. Ed Deneen in car 16, the points leader and dominant winner, joins that battle for the 2nd position. Now 3 cars strong and 3 wide. Down the back straight, points leader to the inside. 2nd in the standings to the outside with Matt Gardner in the middle. Advanced Auto Parts American Flyers division with heated action. Racing for a trophy only as the white flag waves. Aaron Minjock, your leader. Deneen up from the rear of the field into 2nd. Then it's Miller and Gardner battling for 3rd and making contact in turn 1. Gardner dropped off the racetrack, then made hard door-to-door contact with Miller's 87 car. Leader in turn number 4 will see the checkered flag this time. Aaron Minjock in car 34 is your winner. Ed Deneen comes home 2nd. Matt Gardner 3rd. Richie Miller 4th. And Bill Oldham in car 5 completing the top 5. Feature set to get the green flag for 20 laps of racing. Tom Frank, the heat race winner in car number 6, starts from the pole. Then it's Tom Knight Jr. in car 76. 04 is Bob Ship, 32 Matt Panaya, 97 George P. Nicola, 98 Mike Bacalon. Those two drivers fighting for second in the point standings and third. Al Civic in the 94, John Prabanich in the 11 car. 01 is Harry Opfer, 5 is Jim Nicola, 60 the champion Adam Kostelnik, the 3 is Matt Smith, 99 Bo Glemba, and 9 Rick Huffman. 20 laps of Smale Pontiac GMC Modified Racing. Open-wheeled warriors underway, side by side for the lead up front. Rookie Tom Frank and 76 Tom Knight Jr., the longtime veteran. Knight wrestles the point position away from Frank early in lap number 1. Then it's Bob Ship and Matt Panaya going nearly 3 wide with the rookie. Down the front straight, Tom Frank, who had a superior run last week in car 6 and just coming off that heat race victory, hangs on to the runner-up spot. Bob Ship, another modified rookie, last year's Charger Division champion, going wheel to wheel with Matt Panaya. Drivers 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the racetrack, all seeking a career first feature victory. Then 4-time winner George P. Nicola in car 97, making a challenge to the inside of Panaya for the 4th position. He has claimed it and is bringing Mike Bacalon in car 98 right along with him. Into turn 1, Knight with a comfortable lead over Tom Frank, Bob Ship. That battle for second intensifies in the center of the back straight. Headed into turn 3, Ship is unable to look to the inside of Tom Frank. Frank in the 6 car holds on to second over Bob Ship, then George P. Nicola. The action settles down in the top 5. We see John Prabanich in the 11 going wheel to wheel with Matt Panaya now. Panaya not seeming to be handling the way he has lately. That car is loose and back end fishtails away from him, exiting the corners nearly each lap. Prabanich, the hottest driver in the modifieds of late. The East McKeesport driver in car 11 advancing around Panaya, and now a challenge for the top 3 position. George P. Nicola in 97 out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, diving to the inside of Bob Ship from Elizabeth, PA. Wheel to wheel at the back straight with Mike Bacalon's Froggy 98 car watching this battle from less than a car length behind. Wheel to wheel, Ship seems to have the handle on the outside. He will be just inches short of scored officially into the 3rd position as we work lap number 7. Now he drifts a half lane too high. Opens up the door for Mike Bacalon in car 98. Nicola solidly into 3rd now. Bacalon wheel to wheel with Ship in the battle for the 4th spot. Prabanich is now the man on the move again as he works his way to the inside of Bob Ship. Prabanich now on the scoreboard in the 5th position. He's got Mike Bacalon in front of him, George P. Nicola, then Tom Frank. How about the Ohio rookie in the 2nd position in car number 6? He's got about a car length and a half advantage over George Nicola. We are halfway through tonight's Smale Pontiac GMC Modified feature. 10 down, 10 to go with Tom Frank in 2nd, George Nicola 3rd, Mike Bacalon in 4th. Adam Kostelnik, the champion, last week's winner, takes a quick look to the inside of Prabanich, unable to get it done. This freight train of top-notch runners is many car lengths behind your leader, Tom Knight Jr. Working lap number 11, car number 76, Tom Knight Jr., many times a feature winner here at the Speedway in previous seasons. He's only competed about 3 times in 2005. Obviously seeks his first victory in only minimal starts, but he could be well on his way to it. As lap number 12, he has a 15 car length or more advantage over Tom Frank in 2nd. Behind Frank, it's Nicola and Bacalon. Nicola 2nd in the point standings. Bacalon in 3rd, tied with Bo Glemba in the championship chase. Nicola tried to look high but was in jeopardy of losing third in his attempt to challenge Tom Frank for second. Adam Kostelnik in car 60 trying to make an outside move on Prabanic. Kostelnik this season with 6 feature victories along with that championship title that he wrapped up last week. This time he's able to drive up to the numbers on Prabanic's car down the back straight, holding the outside lane and maybe able to complete the pass in turn 3. Nicola and Bacalon still third and fourth behind Tom Frank in second. Watching the battle for fifth with Kostelnik racing wheel to wheel with John Prabanic in the 11. Bumper tag between Bacalon and Nicola riding in third and fourth positions on the speedway. Kostelnik is able to hold even in the outside lane, but at the scoring line, he's just inches behind each lap, has not officially taken fifth spot as we work lap 17 of 20. Nicola makes a challenge for second on the outside of the rookie. Nicola has moved to the outside lane, and he will be stuck there as Mike Bacalon has taken his position behind the rookie driver. Tom Frank in car 6 having the race of his young career, wheel to wheel with a former champion and 4-time winner George Nicola of Pittsburgh. Lapped car looms in front of this battle with the white flag waving. The 9 of Rick Huffman will be encountered by top 5 cars. They go single file. Nicola loses the spot to Bacalon while Tom Frank hangs on to second. In turn number 3, looking for his first win of 2005. Veteran modified ace Tom Knight Jr. in car 76 gets the win. We've got trouble in turn 4 as second place is held down by Tom Frank at the checkered flag over Nicola, Kostelnik, and Bacalon. Rick Huffman, the lapped car number 9, spins out of turn 4, but we complete the race. Talking for the first time this year to Tom Knight Jr. How many starts have you made this season at Motordrome Speedway, Tom?
I believe this is my 4th start of the year. I've been running once a month all summer.
Boy, that's quite a batting average to come to victory lane. Tell us a little bit about your career. Back in the 1990s, you were one of the dominant forces in this division.
Oh, unfortunately, I haven't won a race here since '99 myself, but you know, my brother's done real good. You know, my dad's won a couple races. You know, I build everything myself. We always have, and that's what makes it great for us when we win.
And you had quite a margin over this field with a lot of heavy hitters pretty close to the front tonight. You just left them all in the dust. It felt like you didn't have a challenge all race.
Well, I had no idea where anybody was at behind me. I didn't have a spotter at all tonight. So I just kept pushing it as hard as I could and just, you know, kept watching the scoreboard and hoping that, you know, some of the big guns that have been dominant for the last 2 or 3 years weren't right there behind me.
You mentioned building this car yourself. Tell us a little bit about it and the crew and sponsors that made it the fast ride it was tonight.
Well, this car was originally put together with me and Gene Pennington back in 2001. I turned around last year, cut most of the frame off, almost everything about it, and redid it, made it my own, and just been tinkering with it ever since. You know, as far as sponsors, Carloy Tire, Massages by Night, Corsetti Chiropractic, Amore Contracting, and anybody else I forgot. Just so wound up at the moment.
In only 4 starts, it's probably tough to remember those. And how about the crew that help you out on the car?
Well, right now it's me, my dad, and my brother. That's it. That's all. You know, we come to the track. It's just the 3 of us, and my brother's sort of been on a grounded basis this year, so he only shows up. You know, I think he's been here twice this year, and he had a feature win in the 3rd 2 weeks ago. So
a lot of knowledge in the Knight Racing family, and it puts him in victory lane. His first win of the season, Tom Knight Jr. Street stock feature looks like this. Dominant feature winner and track champion, Frank Turek in car number 5, starting from the pole. 64 machine driven by Bill Henry will start on the outside of the front row. Henry, a 2-time heat race winner this season from Vandergrift, PA. Row number 2 contains the 31 of Sean Phillips from Waynesburg and the 77 of Rich Burbage from Newcastle. Row 3, it's the 74 of Jason Holder and the 57 of Andrew Kostelnik, both drivers with a feature victory in 2005. Holder from Stoystown, Pennsylvania. Kostelnik from North Braddock. Row number 4, it's the 22 of Robin Rimmel from White, Pennsylvania. He's a two-time feature winner. Outside of him, Tom Knight Sr. in car 76. Next row back, we see another feature winner, 35, Bill Ashton from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, inside of four-time feature winner and Subway Challenge driver Dave the Hammer Tavermina in car 25. Behind them, the 15 car driven by Jonathan Heilman of Bell Vernon, Pennsylvania, and the 4 of Vince Cater. The 73 is Lonnie Hoffman, 78 is Joe Holt. The 05 car, which is scored as 66 tonight, is Max Schlesinger. So we get set to go 20 laps of racing for the Subway Street Stocks. Frank Turek and Bill Henry, the front row. Green flag is waving. Frank Turek with an early lead over Bill Henry. Henry and the 31 of Sean Phillips, two drivers seeking their career first feature victories. Phillips has yet to see a checkered flag this season, but has a continuous string of 6 straight top 5 finishes, which was broken last week. Bill Henry, meanwhile, won his second career heat race last Friday. Jason Holder in car 74. Early this season got a feature win and spent most of the year second in the point standings to Turek. He has fallen back with some hard luck feature racing of late, and behind him another one-time feature winner, Andrew Kostelnik in car 57, the former Charger driver who got his first career win about 3 weeks ago. Robin Rimmel, 2 times a feature winner in car number 22, then the 35 of Bill Ashton. Tavermina, the Subway Challenge driver, makes a pass on Rich Burbage, advancing him into the top 10. Working lap number 3 of 20 in the Subway Street Stock feature, Frank Turek out in front. Turek, with 9 feature wins this season, has already clinched the points championship, his 3rd career track title and 2nd straight. Bill Henry in the 64 car, looking for a career best finish of 2nd place. And then Sean Phillips, the Waynesburg driver in car number 31. Dave Tavermina, the Subway Challenge driver, is the man on the move. He's just passed Bill Ashton and is quickly gaining on Robin Rimmel in car 22. Tavermina's up to 7th after starting 12th in this feature. Chasing Robin Rimmel down the back straight, the driver who could earn a free 6-inch meatball sub for everybody in attendance is working his way through the field. The Hammer, Dave Tavermina, into car 25, challenging the Ford Thunderbird of Robin Rimmel, number 22. Into turn number 1. They are door to door, Tavermina and Rimmel, battling for 6th position now. Glued together down the back straight, Rimmel to the outside, Tavermina to the inside. Tavermina with 4 wins, Rimmel with 2, and Rimmel is back into the 7th spot. Up front, a challenge developing for 2nd and 3rd now. Jason Holder, 74, is 4th. Then in 3rd, it's the 31 of Phillips, and the 64 of Henry is 2nd. And just a moment ago, Phillips was able to pull nearly up to the numbers of the 64 car in front of him, while Frank Turek checks out from the rest of the field with a huge lead. Working lap number 9 of 20. Holder swings to the outside lane from 4th position, trying to challenge Sean Phillips for 3rd. Holder in car 74 won his first career Motordrome feature late in 2004, backed that up with an early season win in 05, but has had dismal luck ever since. able to pull to the rear bumper of Phillips' machine with Andrew Kostelnik in the 57, the 5th place car now, watching this battle from very near. Just past the halfway mark in this event. Best battle on the track is the 31 of Phillips, the 74 of Holder, and the 57 of Kostelnik. If Tavermina continues his pace, he could be joining this battle in as soon as 3 to 4 laps, but for right now it's Holder trying to challenge Phillips for 3rd position. Three cars in 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Losing ground to the 64 of Bill Henry in 2nd, who is about half a straightaway behind Frank Turek. Phillips and Holder continuing to battle for the 3rd position, as this feature is now in its closing stages and has been absolutely dominated by track champion Frank Turek. Bill Henry in the 64 car having an excellent run in 2nd position, distancing himself from that battle behind him, but nowhere near the leader Frank Turek, who reaches the scoring line with 3 laps to go. This time, Frank Turek in car number 5 sees the signal for 2 laps to go. The veteran from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, in car number 5 was the 1998 Subway Street Stock champion. In 2004, he won his 2nd career championship, and by taking a green flag tonight, clinched the 2005 track championship. To this point in the season, he has 15 heat race wins, and he sees the white flag, headed for a 10th feature win of 2005 on the final lap. Turek, who spends every night of the week that he can racing, as a driver on Fridays, a go-kart track promoter on Saturdays, and a race fan on Sundays. Checkered flag for the 10th time. Frank Turek, the champion, is victorious. Coming home in the 2nd spot, it's Bill Henry with a great run, while Sean Phillips holds off Jason Holder and Andrew Kostelnik, completing the top 5. And entering double digits in feature wins at 2005, track champion Frank Turek, ladies and gentlemen. A Subway gift certificate for you and a big kiss in Victory Lane. Now tell us who that was there in Victory Lane.
I got to flirt with her. That's the one that pays the bills, my wife.
And she's here to join you in Victory Lane. Frank, with 10 wins this season, you clinched the track championship. Seems like everything went exactly the way you would have written a script for 2005.
It's been a great year, and these guys have been great to race against all year, and we got one more race to have fun with.
And have fun you do. I was telling the fans about your weekends. You jam as much racing into any given week as you possibly can. Does that leave any time to work on this number 5 car during the week?
That's what we do all night during the week.
Then you spend your Saturdays promoting a go-kart track, your Friday nights here, and your Sundays you like to hang out at the races as a fan. Tell us what you do in the wintertime when there's no race cars running around the tracks.
We work about 19 hours a day.
And speaking of your own business, how about if you mention all the sponsors on this race car?
We got to thank Westside Lube and Tire, Seacrest Auto, Frank Turek's Heating and Plumbing, Acme Speedway and Latrobe Speedway if I open back up.
As a three-time champion now, you're going to come into 2006 as a marked man just like you did this year. Do you think anybody can take a championship from you next year?
There's 7 or 8 guys in there that can take it.
And he loves every minute of the competition with all those fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Turek, his 10th win of 2005. Front row is made up of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania rookie driver Tony Mussolino in car number 12. Outside of him, it will be the 50 machine of Doug Bakioki in only his 3rd start of the season at Motordrome. Next will be the 60 car, the Benz Motorsports entry driven by 2002 Motordrome Speedway champion Gary Wiltrout. The 1 car, the Toyota lift trucks. Beckwith Equipment Ford Taurus is Steve Black from Greensburg. The 43 car from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, the Blue Flame restaurant machine is driven by Mike Adams. And then Pro Truck winner, recent graduate to the late model division in car number 8, also from Greensburg, Dan Lewis. The 18 car is driven by late model rookie Chad Hemphill, a graduate of the Legacy Series Racing. Next will be the 33, the Rolling Rock sponsored Monte Carlo of John Komarinsky from Greensburg. Next up, in his 2nd start of the season at Motordrome Speedway from Jenners, Pennsylvania, car number 75 is Barry Oddie. Then it's Mr. Consistency from Clarksburg, West Virginia, the Advance Auto Parts Dare Monte Carlo number 51 of John Messenger. Next up, in the Pride Mobility Products, Spang Remodeling, Ford Taurus number 15 from North Huntington, Brandon Manns. Next will be the Dunbar Dominator, the Brooks Automotive Group, Valvoline, Bellevue, Pontiac Grand Prix number 25 for Rick Miller. Matt Hauser drives car number 57, making his very first start of 2005 at Motordrome Speedway. Behind him, the 8-time feature winner from Brewston Mills, West Virginia, the Howard Concrete Pumping, Carvel Ice Cream Stores, Martinelli 22 of Richard Mitchell. Green flag waving for the NASCAR Napa Super Late Models. Rookie Tony Mussolino takes the lead at the drop of the green flag from Doug Bakioki. Bakioki in the 50 car, a new machine for him, while Steve Black, the Beckwith Machinery Toyota lift trucks number 1. Falling back 1 position to Gary Wiltrout, the Lint Flooring Benz Motorsports 60. Nearly 3 wide were Mike Adams in 43, Dan Lewis in 8, and Chad Hemphill in 18. We are going 3 wide. John Komarinsky in the middle. Hemphill backs out of it, lets him go through. It's now Barry Oddie in the 75 challenging, and we've got contact made. Lewis into the back of the 43 of Mike Adams. These cars battling for the 5th position, 3 wide in turn number 1. Dan Lewis, the Pro Truck winning driver, to the inside of a Street Stock winning driver. Now both super late model competitors. Mike Adams in 43, Dan Lewis in 8. Then it's Barry Oddie, the former Jennerstown champion, and John Komarinsky side by side. Adams holding the outside lane and fighting back against Dan Lewis in car number 8. Now they're 3 wide again. Oddie sneaks to the bottom of Lewis and lets Adams pull away with the 5th position momentarily. Oddie takes away 6th from Lewis. 3 were just about 3 wide again with Brandon Manns as the man on the move. Car number 15, North Huntington's Brandon Manns, advancing quickly through this feature while Barry Oddie takes position away from Adams and brings Manns right along with him. Oddie is now the 5th place car with Brandon Manns up to 6th. Mike Adams back to 7th, and behind him, the points leader surrounded by competitors with John Komarinsky to his outside. Just behind this group, points leader Rick Miller has passed Dan Lewis in car 8 and is challenging Komarinsky. Miller dives to the inside in car 25 and takes position away from the veteran. Richard Mitchell is following Rick Miller up through the back of this field in car 22. Mike Adams will be the next car encountered by 2-time champion Rick Miller. Miller's 25 moves to the inside of the 43 of Adams and takes away the 7th position. Up front, a battle for the lead develops with rookie Tony Mussolino, who has led from the drop of the green in car number 12. Down the middle of the back straight, Tony Mussolino has less than a car length advantage over former champion Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout in car 60, winner of this year's Napa 100. And Tony Mussolino, a Saturday night dirt track racer with 3 years of experience on the clay ovals as a rookie on pavement, holding off the former champion. Wiltrout, in his first season of driving for the Benz Motorsports team, has his Chevrolet to the inside. Mussolino to the outside, and by inches, Wiltrout is the new leader. On lap number 9, Gary Wiltrout takes over the point position. Still glued together down the back straight into turn 3. Mussolino working the high side very well. A battle of Chevrolet Monte Carlos. Wiltrout gets loose out of 4, and the lead goes back to Mussolino. With a slight wiggle to the car in turn number 4, Gary Wiltrout surrenders the lead on lap number 10, back to rookie Mussolino. Tony Mussolino in the Hayes Heating and Cooling Snyder Excon HK Equipment Company number 12. That one looked like a dead heat at lap 11 on the scoring line. I can't call a leader. Mussolino is a half car length ahead as they travel down the back straight. Battle for the lead is a thrilling one. They have checked out from the rest of the field. Barry Audi is up to third, but he's more than half a straightaway behind this door-to-door fight for the lead. Wiltrout's now back out in front officially on lap 12. Mussolino all season long has spent more time using the outside lane than the inside. That experience could be paying off as he battles back in the lead fight with Gary Wiltrout with a caution flag in turn 3. Doug Bakioki has hit the turn 3 concrete. A mechanical problem as it looks like he may have blown a tire or lost a wheel. The car is sitting heavily on the front nose piece after wall contact for Doug Bakioki in car 50. Green flag is out. Wiltrout gets the jump on the rookie at the start, opens up an 8-10 car length advantage at the drop of the green flag. 23 laps are remaining and Brandon Manns in fourth. Look to challenge Audi, who's now playing bumper tag with Mussolino. Barry Audi has won Motordrome features in seasons gone by, but he's surrounded by 2 men in quest of their first victory. Brandon Manns has won preliminary heat races and top dog challenge events this season. He's yet to see a feature checkered flag in his second year of late model competition. Audi in third, Manns in fourth, and then it's points leader Rick Miller. Manns has a handling problem severely out of turn 4 and allows the leading 2 winners of the season to slip past him. Rick Miller and Richard Mitchell both advance around the 15 of Manns. Manns made an excellent save as it looked like something went haywire out of turn 4. Manns now in jeopardy of losing another spot to Bobby Henry as the battle for second place heats up now. In turn number 1, behind leader Gary Wiltrout. Watching Henry and Manns, but at the end of this same straightaway headed in turn number 3, Barry Audi is to the inside of Tony Mussolino. After leading the early going in one of his best starts to date, Tony Mussolino only has about 2 feet of advantage at the scoring line in second position on lap 16. Barry Audi, the 9th place starter, challenging in a big way. Mussolino continues to be able to hold his ground in the outside lane of the speedway. Wiltrout checking out on the field, and Audi still third just by inches to Mussolino on lap 17. Richard Mitchell from deep in the field has joined the fight as Audi is temporarily off the pace. Audi had to lift, perhaps nearly making contact with the rookie, but he gets out of the gas and allows the 8-time winner Richard Mitchell up into the 3rd position. The Tom Clark Chevrolet Martinelli's Auto number 22. Howard Concrete pumping entry of Richard Mitchell, taking the 2nd position away from Mussolino. Mitchell won last week's feature for his division-leading 8th checkered flag. Mussolino is now back to the 3rd spot with Barry Audi in 4th and Rick Miller up from deep in the field to 5th, the man leading the point standings. Action settling down now as Mussolino able to maintain 3rd position over Barry Audi. With 15 laps remaining, Gary Wiltrout is all by himself up front. Rick Miller is watching the best battle on we have a caution. Caution flag in turn number 2. Dan Lewis, I believe in car number 8. Dan Lewis has spun the exit of turn number 2 toward the back straight on lap 20. Somerset, Pennsylvania's Gary Wiltrout leading Brewston Mills, West Virginia's Richard Mitchell. The two drivers at the front of this field tonight battled in the last 5 laps of the Napa 100. Mitchell made light contact with the rear bumper of Wiltrout. Wiltrout saved the car and went on to victory, while Mitchell had to back off as a result of the contact. And we have another caution in turn 4. There's a problem. Dan Lewis and Steve Black have hooked their cars together in turn 4. Green flag is out. 15 laps to go. Wiltrout this time with a big advantage over Mitchell on the start. They were bumper to bumper in our last attempt at green flag racing, but Wiltrout with 5 or 6 car lengths advantage now. Challenge for third is about to intensify as Mussolino's 12 car is feeling the pressure of Barry Audie's 75. Audie's last feature win at Motordrome back in the 1990s. Audi in third and looking to the inside of Mussolino, whose car is handling very, very well on the outside all night long. Mussolino hangs on to third at the scoring line to begin lap number 22. Miller watching from behind these two drivers after starting deep in the field with his championship points nemesis Bobby Henry in car 11 right behind him. Audi and Mussolino door to door now in turn number 4, and again by just inches it's officially Mussolino hanging on to third. Lead battle up front on the back straight. Richard Mitchell looked to the outside of Wiltrout coming out of turn 2. Wiltrout prefers the bottom of the speedway. These two drivers made contact in battling for the crown jewel event checkered flag, the Napa 100, weeks ago. Now Mitchell with 8 wins. And Wiltrout with 2, slugging it out with 11 laps to go tonight on All-State night at Motordrome Speedway. Behind them, the door-to-door racing is now for the 4th position with points leader Rick Miller trying to pry that spot away from Tony Mussolino. He's done it. Lead battle again heating up out of turn 2 and down the back straight. Mitchell took a look to the inside this time after his outside move didn't work. Wiltrout maintains the lead, and coming out of turn 4, Mitchell will challenge again on the front straight. Only 9 laps remaining and into turn number 1. The top 2 drivers less than a car length apart. As Mussolino loses positions going back in the field, it's Miller in 4th, Audi in 3rd, and a battle up front between Gary Wiltrout and Richard Mitchell on the front straight. Into turn number 1, Wiltrout able to keep the 8-time winner just at bay. As they exit turn 2 and down the back straight. That was exactly where they made contact. Earlier this season, it was out of turn 2 during the 100-lap special event. Now Mitchell looking to the inside on the front straight. Wiltrout's Benz Motorsports, Lint Flooring, Megan Ford, number 60. Holding off by inches the challenges of Richard Mitchell. In turn number 3, Mitchell without enough opening to secure the front fender alongside the 60 car. Lapped machine figures into the battle. 57 car. Forcing Mitchell back in line behind Wiltrout's 60 car. 5 laps to go and the battle continues up front. Mitchell close enough to reach out and touch the 60 machine of Wiltrout. Richard Mitchell, a 2-time former champion, crinkles the left rear quarter panel of Wiltrout. Mitchell, a NASCAR Northeast Region champion as well as 2-time track champion here at Motordrome. He's won titles at Jennerstown just as Gary Wiltrout, the 2004 Jennerstown champion. Wiltrout washes out a lane and a half but still maintains the lead by almost a car length on lap 32 of 35. For all the marbles up front, less than a half car length separating the top 2 drivers. Mitchell was winless at the Speedway in 2004, driving the car that he is challenging for the win. As the Benz Motorsports driver a year ago, Mitchell failed to take a checkered flag. Now back with his family operation, he has 8 wins and makes contact again with Wiltrout. Bobby Henry spins from a top 5 spot at the bottom of turn 2, and the caution flag will wave with 33 laps completed. On the last restart, Mitchell lost several car lengths, and it happens again. Wiltrout with a terrific start, opening up 7-8 car length advantage on the front straight. Mitchell chops it down to about a 3 or 4 car length margin. Wiltrout out in front of Richard Mitchell. This time around, the white flag will wave. Final lap. Benz Motorsports teaming with former track champion Gary Wiltrout for the first time in 2005. Getting a win early in the spring and following that up with a Napa 100 victory. If he can hold off Richard Mitchell to the checkered, it will be a third win for Gary Wiltrout with Richard Mitchell in second, Barry Oddie third, Rick Miller fourth, and Brandon Manns coming on for fifth place at the checkered. Come on over here, Gary. Talk to the fans who you thrilled in that victory tonight. Of the two previous times that we talked to you in Victory Lane, I don't think any one of those could have been as hard fought as that one was. The same guy you held off to win the Napa 100 comes charging at you again late race. Tell us what that was like at the conclusion.
Hey, that's racing. You know what I mean? Rich is a good guy, and I mean, you know, he he did what he had to do there. You know what I mean? He's a good hard racer.
We saw him crinkle the left rear quarter panel just once in that battle for the lead, but on restarts, you were the man to beat. Every time there was a caution flag, you jumped out to 6 or 7 car lengths advantage.
Yeah, the car on the restarts, the car was really good. It was good for about 3 or 4 laps, and then it just started getting tight and getting loose off, and I'm glad. I like them cautions.
Without that late race caution, do you think you would have had the same outcome to this event tonight?
I don't know. Rich was a coming. You know what I mean? I think the cautions played my advantage tonight.
And we were telling the fans earlier, this is a Chevrolet-powered car sponsored by a Ford dealership. Tell us the details of this team and all the sponsors that have made it happen this year.
Well, I definitely got to thank my guys and Bobby Benson, his dad and brother. Without these guys, I wouldn't be here. Larry Lent Flooring, Stone & Company, Megan Ford, Quality Support. Without all these people, there's no possible way we could be here.
Currently third in the championship standings. Let's look ahead. The way this team has come together this year, do you expect the same type of arrangement for 2006?
We got some things up and going here. We're really not sure what we're going to do yet.
He's keeping the secrets and keeping the feature. Wins coming as well. Third time in victory lane for Gary Wiltrout of Somerset. Car number 88 is driven by Hunker's Harold Hunt. Outside of him, it's the one of Tracy Keller. And Pittsburgh's Bob Garchak in car 44, and the repairs made to the 95 of West Newton, Pennsylvania's Jimmy Stokes, last week's feature winner after a crash in his heat race. Here's the green flag, going 3 wide in the back of the pack. It's Harold Hunt, Rick Broadwater, and Victor Keller. Jeff Giles, who fell off the pace on the last lap of his heat race, is now on the outside of 3 wide, the 13 of Denny Keller. Just snuck enough of the bumper in there to get the 50 car loose as he's trying to take the lead away from 51 Clifford Abbott. Door to door, the 51 of Clifford Abbott and the 50 of Jeff Giles. 13 car driven by Denny Keller. Trying to make it 3 wide again, and he does. Keller, the meat of a sandwich between Abbott and Giles. Giles backs off and lets 1, 2, 3 cars past him. The points leader's falling off the pace again as he did in the heat race. Giles is back to the 6th spot after contending for the lead. Clifford Abbott has fallen to 2nd and maybe 3rd in just 1 lap. After leading the first 2 circuits of the Yellow Book Charger feature, Clifford Abbott in car 51 falls back behind 2 members of the Racing Keller family. 13 of Denny Keller, the 1 of Tracy Keller, now the 1 and 2 positions. Jeff Giles is pitting. He is out of competition, and the driver who's 2nd in the point standings, Tracy Keller, is contending for the win. With 12-time winner and points leader Jeff Giles retired to the pit area, Tracy Keller is taking the lead from the 13 of Denny Keller. Tracy Keller won the feature on opening night in car number 1. He takes away the lead from the 13 car of Denny Keller, and they're door-to-door for 3rd, with Brian Shipp having his best run to date in the heat race, coming on strong for 3rd. Jimmy Stokes started last after a crash in his heat race. He's now 5th and challenging Abbott. There's Rick Broadwater in car 9, a 2-time feature winner. He's challenging Stokes, the 5-time winner. In turn 3, they're door-to-door behind the 51 of Clifford Abbott. Abbott is 4th. We're watching the battle for 5th. Stokes has 5th position by half a car length and is nearly passing the 51 car for 4th. Here comes Broadwater. It's going to be 3 wide down the back straight. Broadwater to the inside. Abbott in the center. Stokes to the high side. Down to 2 wide in turn number 3. Rick Broadwater's Oldsmobile is twice a winner. Jimmy Stokes' Monte Carlo is a 5-time winner. And right now they're back in 5th and 6th position. We have a spin, the 11 of Victor Keller spinning. The 13 of Denny Keller, then Brian Shipp and Jimmy Stokes. There are 8 laps remaining in tonight's Yellow Book Charger feature event. A family battle at the front, and then Brian Shipp in car 04. He won a heat race earlier this season, did Shipp in the 04 car, but tonight he started at the rear of his heat race and marched forward. That car may be performing at its strongest tonight as he's challenging for 2nd. He's never won a feature in the Charger division. He's got Jimmy Stokes challenging him to the outside as he had just pulled up to the rear bumper of the 13 of Denny Keller. Door to door now for 3rd position. A pair of Monte Carlos, the 04 of Brian Shipp and the 95 of Jimmy Stokes, the 5-time feature winner. Shipp now gets a good run on 2nd place car. They trade paint on the back straightaway. The 13 of Denny Keller broke the car loose and wobbled just a bit down the back straight, opened the door for Brian Shipp to move into 2nd. Now Keller has a pair of feature winners haunting the 13 car. Jimmy Stokes to his outside, and 2-time winner Rick Broadwater in car 9 has closed in on this battle. With 10 laps completed and 5 to go, Broadwater makes a bid for the 4th spot inside of Stokes. Up front, Tracy Keller is way out in front of this one. He's 2nd in the points coming into tonight with only 1 feature win. The points leader has dropped out of competition early in the event. Keller could gain a tremendous amount of ground in the championship standings tonight with a 2nd victory in car number 1. The 13 car of Keller is riding in 3rd, then the 04 car of Brian Shipp. Just as we make that statement, Keller is in jeopardy of losing 3rd. Jimmy Stokes making the outside lane work to his advantage and closing quickly on the 13 car. Stokes switches lanes now, moving to the inside. They make light contact on the back straight, and the result is Rick Broadwater joining the fight again for 3rd place, 3 cars strong. 13, Denny Keller. 95, Jimmy Stokes. 9, Rick Broadwater. All fighting for 3rd. Brian Shipp is 2nd all by himself. And on the final lap, on the back straight, the man who won on opening night 2005 in car number 1 from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, the most successful of the Keller racing family, getting his 2nd win of the year, Tracy Keller in car number 1. Brian Shipp comes home with a 2nd place finish. In 3rd, it's Denny Keller. The 11 of Victor Keller snuck into the 4th position ahead of Jimmy Stokes. Tracy Keller, we're talking to you for only the 2nd time this season, but all year long you've been so strong and consistent. You're the man 2nd in the point standings coming into tonight. Hasn't been all that bad a year, even though it's only your 2nd win.
No, seconds seems to be the thing we could do around here. We got about 10 second place finishes. Only 1 out of the top 10, and the rest are all top 5, so we're doing pretty good.
You've had a great season this year. And with Jeff Giles dropping out of competition very early in that event, you could have gained quite a bit of ground in that championship chase. Is that something that's on your mind as a goal, as a Motordrome Speedway track title?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to finish this year and we're probably going to stop racing. I got both cars for sale. Moving up might be a possibility. We don't know just yet. So anybody wants to buy a good car, here's one right here.
Well, we can attest to that as his second victory tonight. How did you get here? Thank all of the crew and all of the sponsors that have made this 3-car effort possible this year. And tell us how you're related to the other guys that race on the Keller name in the Charger division.
The number 11 is my brother Victor. Number 13 is my cousin Denny. He's my cousin. My uncle comes and helps us all out, and that's the team there. I mean, and then we got Mike Lemley, we got my sister Vicky, Brian and Michelle.
You're looking for answers from an auto parts store? Get ready. Advance Auto Parts is working harder to help you save money by doing it yourself. Get ready for ASE certified experts who are ready to help. Get ready for in-depth information from our free do-it-yourself brochures. Get ready for advanced TV or exclusive in-store video network. We'll have you going
Howie
from
Bayless
LA to
photos
knowing
on the
how
car too.
in no time.
You're off for another photo session. Congratulations, second win of the season for Tracy Keller. The inside with the 51 of Kevin Ludwig from Star Junction starting on the outside. Ed Deneen, the points leader and dominant feature winner, starts from the 3rd position in car 16. Then it's the 5 of Bill Oldham from Connellsville. The 12 car is driven by Roger Bryan from Smithton, Pennsylvania. Outside, 5-time feature winner rookie Richie Miller from Dunbar in car 87. Gene Greco drives car number 22. Greco from Scottdale, Pennsylvania. Outside of him, last week's heat and feature winner. In car number 7, Matt Gardner. 8 laps for the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers. There's the green flag, and Aaron Minjock takes the lead. Aaron Minjock in car 34 immediately feeling the pressure of the 16 of Ed Deneen, 12-time feature winner, nearly making contact in turns 3 and 4, and the points leader takes the lead on lap 1. Deneen in car number 16 from Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania, gets a bumper tag from Minjock. They make contact in turn number 2. Down the back straight, lead is just about 2 or 3 car lengths for Deneen. Deneen is leading the point standings over Richie Miller, who has advanced to 3rd on the Speedway behind the lead battle. Miller, a second-generation driver. His father, a 2-time champion, Rick Miller. We just saw in action in the NASCAR Super Late Model division. Miller won his first time ever in a race car on opening night as a rookie this season. Behind him, it's Matt Gardner, the Mopar. Car number 7 won his heat and feature last week in only his 5th start. Deneen out in front, Minjock in second. Minjock's win was his career first just about 4 weeks ago. Ed Deneen, your current leader, car number 16, a driver who last season had only 2 victories and finished 10th in the point standings. This year has a commanding lead in the championship standings and a dozen feature wins. Talk about a turnaround from year to year. Deneen absolutely dominating the division this year after finishing only 10th in the standings last year. Deneen, a crew member for the Gary Scott modified team. Scott destroyed his car about 7 weeks ago and has not raced since. Deneen has focused all of his attention on driving this Cavalier, which is now leading, working lap number 6 of 8. Minjock in the 2nd spot, Miller in 3rd, Gardner in 4th. All the cars on the speedway separated. White flag is in the air. Ed Deneen, the division's leading winner and point standings leader in car 16, starting near the front tonight. And except for one brief challenge from Aaron Minjock, took the lead and was never heated. one more time this season. We have a Victory Lane interview coming with Ed Deneen of Wilkinsburg in car 16, Aaron Minjock in second, Richie Miller finishing third, Matt Gardner fourth, and Gene Greco in car 22 with a top 5 finish. Ed Deneen in Victory Lane again this season, and you just gave away one of your only prizes. You race for trophies and prizes only. You just gave your Subway gift certificate to Gary Scott. Now, what's that all about?
Well, I give them to him when I win them those things because he's closer to those than I am. So yeah, I give him, that's part of his deal. He gets to come here. We give him a sandwich, you know.
Well, that must make him one of the highest paid crew chiefs in the American Flyer pit area.
Yeah, probably.
He's making more than the driver. How about that? Hey, what about one quick chance to thank all your sponsors and sort of recap your season? I believe you may have clinched the championship with this win tonight.
Well, I don't know about that. I think I still have to go out and make a lap next week. You know, this I think it ties the amount of feature wins though. So yeah, I mean, it's been a great season. I'm pretty glad it's over at this point. But yeah, it's been a good season. Everything's worked out good. I mean, nobody's got no injuries. No, the car's still in one piece. So I'm happy about that. And I did what I planned on doing. I wanted to come out and win some races and do some things, and it worked out that way. It worked out well. So I'm real happy about the way it turned out. I thank Swissville Music and Ursa Racing Supplies and Lamar Kitchens and Metro Construction. Colgan Towing. I want to thank Peanuts and JR Chassis, and it's been good. This will probably be it for me, but it's okay.
He said it's been good, and after finishing 10th in the standings a year ago, he's bound for a championship in the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers, Ed Deneen.